look at the bottom of the Excel sheet. On your left hand side, you see sheets 1, 2, and 3. So we're coming to rename them. So to rename, right click on sheet 1 and then click on rename. Rename it invoice. Sheet 2, customers. And sheet 3, products. Okay, so that's it. Click on the sheet to name customers. Okay, so I come to work with it. So click on the sheet to name customers. So now I come to name our rows. So name the first one name. And the next one address and phone. Okay, so you input your customer's name. Then you input the address and the phone number. So now click on product sheet, the sheet to rename on the lower left hand side of your Excel sheet. Okay, the product sheet, we're coming to create headers in row 1. So the first one, we're coming to name it product name, and the next will be price. List the products or services you offer and input how much they cost. So you input the price next to them. Okay, so this is it. So when you're done, click on your invoice sheet. So I come to highlight cells A1 all the way to B5. After you highlight cells A1 to B5, go to the Home tab and click on Merge and Center. And then you input your logo and your business name there. So after you input your logo and business name, you can see that the business name is hidden, but don't worry, as we go on, we'll be opening up the columns so it will expand. Cells C1 to E1, highlight it and go to Merge and Center on the Home tab and write invoice over there. In cell A9, write invoice number, and in cell A10, write invoice date. In cell A11, write due date. In cell A13, write bill to. Next, address, and then phone number. So in cell C9, write the invoice number, the invoice date. So you can simply put today's date there, or you can write this. It's equal to today. Then you put it into brackets, okay? Then you press enter, and to input today's date for you. And then the next is due date. So it's equal to cell C10 refers to the cell in which today's date was written. And plus 14 means an additional 14 days have been added. So it means the client is given 14 days to pay from the day the invoice was issued. And then you press enter. So 14 days from now will be 4th August 2025. So now we've gotten to bill to. Okay, so we're coming to create a customer drop-down menu. So click on cell C13. Go to Data on the Home tab and then click on Data Validation. Click on List and then write this in the source box. So you write this in the source box. I wrote 100 in case more customers will be added in future. So if you have a large client base, you can increase the number to 200 or more instead of writing 100. So this is the formula. Then you press OK. When you go back to your list, you can see a drop-down menu has appeared. Okay, so you click on the one that you want. Okay, so now in cell C14, input this formula. C13 is the cell in which you wrote the customer's name. And then you input this formula. Afterwards, you press enter. So you can see it has given us the address of the customer. It has taken the address from the customer's sheet for you. So you do the same for the phone number. So the phone number too, once you input the formula, is to go to the customer sheet and input the phone number for you. So let's try it. Phone number to you input this number, and remember the C13 is the cell in which you wrote the customer's name. So afterwards you press enter. You can see that it has taken the address and phone number from the customer sheet, so you don't have to manually input it every time. Okay, so now let's experiment with this. So now let's change the customer's name. So click on the customer's name and the drop down menu. So we've changed it to Peter Tego, and you can see Peter Tego, it has changed for us. The address has changed to a man phone and the phone number. So all you have to do is to change the customer's name from the drop down menu and to automatically change the address for you and the phone number once you input the formula. So it's not now you're coming to input everything manually all over again. In cell A17, write number. Then B17, write product. Next, quantity, unit price and total. Under number, in cell A18, input this formula is equal to row. And then you put brackets over there, minus 17. So 17 is the heading, okay, the heading in which you wrote number. And then you press enter. So you have 1, okay. So it will automatically number it for you. As you move to the next, it will automatically number it for you. So click on cell B18 under product and drag it down to the number you want. Okay, or drag it down to the number of items that the client ordered. So I'll drag mine down, let's say up to B21. And then you go to data validation on the data menu. And then click on data validation. Click on list. So input this in the source box and then click on OK. Next, you input the quantity, the number of products the customer ordered. So in cell D19, under the unit price, input this formula. So the B18 is the name of our first product, okay, where we wrote it in the cell. The power bank, we wrote it in B18. So the name of your first product, the cell in which you wrote it in, you input it in the formula. After that, you press enter. So you can see it has input the unit price for us. It has input the unit price from the product sheet. So it took it from the product sheet. So our power bank is 280. And we can see the same thing here, 280. So once you input the formula, that's it. So now you look at the lower right hand side of the cell. You see a small square over there. Put your mouse on the square, okay? When you put your cursor on the square, it will turn into a plus sign. And then you drag it down to the last item on your list. And then the unit price for each item will appear. It will take it from the product list. Okay, so the unit price for each item will appear. So in cell E18, under total, input state formula is equal to D18 asterisk D18. So it means quantity times unit price. So 4 times 280 will give us a total amount. When you're done, press enter. So once again, put your cursor. Click on the cell, put your cursor on the lower right hand side. You see a small square over there. Your cursor will change to a plus sign. Drag it downwards up to the last item on your list. And it will multiply everything for you. Okay, so 1 times 4,567 will give you 4,567. So quantity times unit price. So when you've written the number, click on it. Click on the cell. Put your cursor on the lower right hand side where the small square is and drag it down to the last item on your list. So it will number it automatically for you. In cell A23, write subtotal over there. cell E23, input this formula is equal to sum. You open the bracket, E18 colon E21, and it will add up everything your client ordered for you. So the E18 is the beginning of your total. So for the 1,120, it will add everything up to the end for you, okay, which is at E21, which is 3,800. And then you press enter. So this is what we'll get. And then in A24, write tax. And in cell E24, input this formula is equal to E23. And then you put asterisk over there, 0.05. So assuming your tax is 5%, okay, so you write E23. E23 is where we calculated our total in cell E23. You put asterisk. If the tax is 5%, you write 0.05, okay. So if the tax is a single number, you add 2 zeros. So 0.01, 0.02, and so on. But if it's double digits, use 10. If it's double digits, use 10. So assuming your tax is 10%, you write 0.10, 0.12 if it's 12%, 0.13 if it's 13%, and so on. So when you're done, press enter. So these are tax amounts. Then in A25, write grand total. In E25, input this formula is equal to, so E23 plus E24. So that means as subtotal plus the tax, and then you press enter, and to give you this amount. In cell A26, write amount paid. And in cell E26, write the amount. So the client hasn't paid anything, okay? The client hasn't made any deposit, so it will be 0. If the client has paid something, you can put it over there. And then next, write balance due. Go to E27 and input this formula. It's equal to E25 minus E26. So it will subtract the amount paid minus the grand total, okay? So since the amount paid is 0, when you take 0 from the grand total, you still get the same thing. So this is what the customer has to pay. The balance due is what the customer has to pay. So if you want the currency to appear next to the number itself, next to the amount itself, and you don't want to do it this way, highlight the cells that you want the currency to appear in. And then right click on it. Go to format cells. And then go to currency. And then click the drop down and look for your currency over there. So you can look for your currency over there. And then when you're done, you press OK. So as you can see, the CD sign has come next to the amount. So next, we want to write a thank you message. So you can highlight the cells to the number you want. So I'm going to highlight mine from A30. All the way to I30. And then you click on merge and center on the home tab. And then you input your thank you message. And then next, you input your business name and the information. So you click on the cells you want to join, and then you click on merge and center. You highlight the cells you want to join together, and you click on merge and center. Then you input your business name. So I'm going to highlight cells B31 all the way to F31, and then merge and center. Then input your business name. And then to input my information, I'll highlight cells A32 to I32. And then I'll click on Merge and Center. And you input your phone number, location, email account, and website. So here you are. So we are done with our invoice. So now we want to print it out. Okay, you want to change it to PDF and send it to the customer, or we want to print it out. We don't want this to come when we're printing it. We don't want this. This is for our personal use. So you want to keep this information to yourself, okay? Because these are the names of your clients, so you keep it to yourself. The products, this is what you sell, you keep it to yourself. So we only want to send our clients the invoice. So you select the exact cells you want to print. So you highlight it. So highlight from A1 and I'll move it downwards. So it's up to you what you want to highlight, okay? So I'll highlight from A1 all the way to I34. And then you go to the page layout tab. Go to the page layout tab, click on print area, set print area, and then where the written scale, click on it, scale to fit. Click on scale to fit. And then click on fit to. Okay, so we have one page, wide by one, so okay. Then you click on print preview to see how it will look like. So remember to click on OK. After you select what you want to select. Let's save it to PDF and then we'll see how it will look like. So go to File, Save and Send, Create PDF. So this is how the invoice will look like. Okay, after you save it as PDF or after you print it out. If you feel like the fonts are too small for you, you can increase the fonts in the original document. If you'd like us to set this up for you, we are just a message away. Let's make your work easier. Feel free to reach out.